Hi, I'm Raven, the Talk Show Maven. We're excited. We're getting ready to get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you have some coffee and something, your favorite juice or whatever it is you want to drink. We're going to get everything going and get you out of here fast, quick, and in a hurry, but not without giving you some juicy tips. How about that? So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to sit back, relax. If you haven't done it already, share this with a friend, and we're going to go ahead and get started right after this. Back this way. I can see my. She's known as the queen of internet radio conversion. What's up, everyone? This is Raven, the Talk Show Maven, queen of laugh and queen of interview conversion, and you better know it. Oh my God, I feel like I should be running down the red carpet with my high heels on, ready to grab an award.
Hi, it's Michelle PW, it's Shane marketing strategist, and I just am so excited that I had a great interview today with Raven, the Talk Show Maven. I think she's one of the best.
Raven, you are the best interviewer I've ever met, by far. Now you're one of the best radio interviewers on the planet.
You have it. That's Jack Canfield.
Hey, this is Alex Mondotion, and I have just participated in the Don't Wait to Be Great Radio Summit with the great Raven Blair Davis. You gotta listen to her to understand how great she is. Don't wait to be great.
Hello, this is Brian Tracy, and I just want to say I've had a wonderful time with Raven, the Talk Show Maven on Career Syndication Cable.
I get so many emails, I get so many comments. It's Raven's session on radio, whether it's just doing your own radio show, how to get interviewed, how to set up a radio show, or how to monetize your radio show. Everybody comes back to me and says, oh my God, Raven's session is so amazing. She's amazing. She's amazing.
Let's go ahead and Raven!
Doesn't that just make you want to get up and dance? Hi, everyone. Hello, hello again. I'm Raven Blair Glover, known by many as Raven, the Talk Show Maven, queen of interview conversion. That's because I show you how to make some money, honey. Yeah! Simply by interviewing. And I'm excited because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, showing you how you can get more speaking gigs, more clients, and become a larger influencer by interviewing other influential people like the Jack Canfields, the Les Browns, the Chili from TLC you've seen behind me, Allie Brown, Sherry Shepherd, Rosie Perez, Les Brown, and the list goes on and on. But first of all, I want to welcome you and applaud you for being here on a Saturday. Hey, Anna. And I know a lot of you are listening in from different devices here. Isn't it cool? New technology is amazing. And that's what makes interviews and interviewing so awesome, because now, I mean, you can be all over the world. I know on our station, Amazing Women of Power, shout out to my host, Anna. I know she's here. Mary's listening in, Christina, and all of you. But we have a station called Amazing Women of Power that reaches 4.5 million listeners in 157 countries. But guess what? Facebook Live, iTunes, all these different devices that we have, the new technology, it puts us in front of a lot of people. So if you're wondering, should I be interviewing? The answer is yes. Should I be interviewed? Yes, because I'm going to show you today all the reasons why you should and how you're missing out big time if you're not. Okay, so if you're ready to get started, let me hear you say, I'm ready, Raven. I can't hear you. We got to get a little bit louder than that, right? Well, listen, I've got my coffee. So I want you to grab yours, grab some water. We're going to try to get you out of here quick today, a little bit quicker. So I'm not going to, speed race through this because there's some important things, but I'm going to, try to just give you the golden nuggets, and so that you can have some instant transformation with the information you get today. But also, I'm not going to leave you hanging. For those of you that, like myself, that like someone to take you by the hand and get you there faster rather than slower, we'll let you know how to do that. And Anna says, I'm ready. Awesome. Now, before I get started, I want to remind you that someone is going to win a full page ad in our Amazing Women magazine. So if you have a product, a service, a podcast, a show, a telesummit, this is going to be for our fall to winter issue. This is Lisa Sasevich. She was on the cover of our last year one. We've had Alveda King, Martin Luther King's niece, and you know, you're not going to get the cover, but you get to have a full page ad. How about that? How about that? In fact, we'll give you the full page ad behind the cover. How about that? Okay. Now only one person can win. One person can win, and you must be here to win it. Okay. All right. So again, we'll announce at the end how you can get it. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and try the screen sharing. So bear with me 1 second, and we'll get started. But first, I have to take a sip of coffee. Good morning to you. Gotta love that mocha. Shout out to Dawn out there. She is probably smiling. So good morning. If you're just joining us again, my name is Raven, the talk show maven. And you're going to be learning how to create awesome interviews today, because I'm going to be teaching you some of my secret sauce. And, you know, my webinars, my radio shows, my products, everything that I produce is all around using the power of your voice, your heartfelt message, sprinkled with some amazing interviews, especially the celebrities, the icons, so that you can get paid. Yes. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Getting paid. Can I hear you say cha-ching, cha-ching? As I like to say, cha-ching, 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 ching, ching. Give it some rhythm there, right? So using the power of your voice, doing interviews, and we're going to be talking about interview profit secrets. And if you're wondering, well, who is this chick? You know, who is Raven, a talk show maven? Well, let me tell you, I'm a former CNN and CBS radio personality and correspondent. I'm multi-award winning radio host. I have my careers from the kitchen table and my Women Power show. And also, you know, I've been awarded as a talk show host on other stations as well, terrestrial stations. So that's a little bit of credibility there. And I told you earlier, founder of Amazing Women of Power Positive Programming Network, where we are all about, you know, helping people get there to their dreams and stay on a positive note. No news, no men bashing, no women bashing, strictly positive. So you can check us out on amazingwomenofpower.com to find out more about that. And shout out again to my Amazing Women of Power and Men of Power hosts. Now, if you're wondering, okay, Raven, that's all good, but that's about you, you know, am I in the right place? I mean, this is Saturday morning. I'm still in my pajamas and I'm wondering, why am I here? Well, I can tell you, I'm going to give you some reasons why you'll know if you are in the right place. Reason number one, this is for you. This webinar is for you, my friend. If you want to stop being the best kept secret in your industry, you know you're a star that you are. Yeah, it's time for you to come out the closet, and let people know that you are a star and it's time for you to be recognized. Here's another reason. This is for you if you're desperately seeking. Did I say desperately? Yes, I did. You're desperately seeking to be on more platforms. And you don't care if they're telesummits, podcasts, radio show, terrestrial, Periscope, live stages. You just want more exposure, right? I said you're nodding your head. And this is for you if you want to use your voice and your message, as I said earlier, to make income. Cha-ching. And of course, this is for you if you're looking to boost your sales and attract the right clients. Now, notice I did say right. There's a difference. I know you've been there like me, that there's been clients that you wanted to give their money back, but you probably couldn't. Well, we're going to show you how you can attract the right clients, those that are hungry to invest in you. And if that sounds like something you want, then you know for sure you're at the right place. And go ahead and just tell yourself real quietly, yes, because yes, you're definitely in the right place. Now, just to show, I guess you could say, from a really big expert out there, really big influencer and a celebrity in her niche, that you are in the right place. A little validation and confirmation there. I had an opportunity to interview Lisa Badass Sasevich, is what I call her. And this is what she said after being on my show. I felt like I was running down the red carpet with my high heels on, getting an award. Yes. Raven makes an interviewing a blast. And you know what? I can show you how. You're going to get some tips today on being an irresistible host so that you too can have testimonials like this. Because people don't know me, people don't know you, but they know Lisa, they know Jack Canfield, they know Les Brown. And it's about gaining more credibility, visibility, authority, and profitability. And that, my friend, is how you get more gigs, more speaking opportunities, both virtually and on stage. But here's a reality check I have to share with you guys. I just have to do this. I wouldn't be the authentic person I am if I didn't. I was 55 years old and making $10 an hour part-time, way before my radio days. I wasn't always a talk show maven. Basically, to be honest, I'm a kind of shy and introverted person, and those that know me well, they're probably nodding their head, oh yeah, she is. In fact, you can see me out at Lisa's event, Alex's event, and you might see me on stage, you might see me, talking through the hallways. But if you look a few hours later, a few minutes later, rather, you'll see me sitting in a corner by a table by myself. Because that introvert side, it never goes away. It pops up. But put me behind a mic or on a stage and the extrovert pops up bigger for sure. Another reality check I have to share with you is I was scared to speak up. Frightened, never knowing what the right words to say, thought no one would be interested in what I had to say. No one cared about my passion, my message. And I was always told in my younger years just to, sit there, look cute and smile and don't say anything. Anybody ever felt like that? It hurts, doesn't it? And it scars you deeply. Those are some reality checks I wanted to share with you. But here's the good news. Here's what I found out is possible. And I want you to know it's possible for you too. You can use interviews to get more clients, more exposure, and speaking engagements. Yes, you can. Yeah. And it happens quickly. It's not going to take you as many years as it took me because you have people like myself here to hold you by the hand and help you. And this is exactly why we're having this webinar, Encore webinar, this Saturday morning, is because we want you to be able to get some insider secrets and secret sauce of how I've been able to interview Lisa Sasnovich, Montel Williams, Ali Brown, Sherry Shepard, Sinbad, Lisa Nichols, who's coming back in August, and Ernie Hudson, Fran Drescher, oh my goodness, actor Glenn Morshower, Russell Simmons, Alex Mendozian, Oscar winner Lou Gossett Jr., Marla Maples, the Donald's ex, yes, the Donald Trump's ex, and Master P, Mario Peoples, Lindsay Wagner, remember her from The Bionic Woman? Yeah, Ellie Drake, one of a phenomenal woman. And that's just to name a few. And don't forget about Brian Tracy and Brendan Bouchard. Remember, I'm an introvert, really. But I've learned how to use the power of my voice, my heartfelt message, and interviews to pop out when I need to and really show the big extrovert side of me. And I believe we all have that extrovert side. And I'm going to show you some of my secret sauce so that you can have the opportunity not only interview these people, but be on some of their stages. Because this is what it's about, getting gigs on their stages, their podcasts, their radio shows, and telesummits, okay? All right, so stay tuned for more to come. Interview Profit Secrets is all about getting out there on stages, being seen, getting exposure, being known, elevating your credibility, your visibility, and your profitability. And with that said, I created a unique and special three-pronged approach to doing interviews. The three-pronged approach looks like this. Interview others be interviewed by others as a guest, interview others such as celebrities, influencers, and interview your own potential clients. The be interviewed by others is what we're going to focus on today because we don't have a lot of time. I can't give you everything. This is all part of my Trinity interview process. And the Talk to Cash interview profit virtual summit that we're going to be doing pretty soon, our virtual boot camp. And I'll tell you about that more, but I want you to focus on you being a star on someone else's platform, being interviewed. That's the part of the prong we're going to concentrate on today. Okay, got it? Okay, got it? Nod your head? Yeah, okay, got it, good. Okay, so how do you do that? By using my exclusive Trinity interview process. And Being the guest is our focus. And here's what happens when you become a guest on someone's show. People will line up and ask you to speak on their webinars, their teleseminars, their stages, their podcasts, their shows, their periscopes, their blab. Yeah, this is really cool. You will be looked at as a sought after expert and authority in your field that provides value to listeners. That means you got your stuff together. You know, you're not coming there trying to sell your book. You're selling valuable content, and valuable content that their listeners are going to want and are hungry for. You can turn listeners into fans and fans into loyal buyers. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And couple other things I want to throw out there is you actually, when you're being interviewed, it is a great way for you to connect with the big influencers out there. And we'll talk more about that coming up. So stay tuned. What you're looking at now is Chef Gordon Ramsay of Hell's Kitchen. Look at that face. Pretty weird, right? I love that show. I really do. Don't you? It's kind of interesting. And I'm going to share how I created a six-figure home business income by doing interviews using one of Chef Ramsay's main tools. Can you guess what that is? Yep, you're right. I did it from my kitchen table. I love, love, love that. And I love teaching my clients that, how they can get off that hectic highway to the smooth sailing hallway and do business, build a six-figure business, interview the top people. I mean, I interviewed Oscar winner Lou Gossett Jr. with my pajamas on, my hair not even combed, and no, I didn't have a hat. And it was right from my kitchen table on a conference call line. I've been interviewed on some of the best shows the same way. You can do so much without getting into traffic. And if you live in New York or California or Houston, Texas, then you know what I mean. So what I want to do is reveal an approach to doing the interviews for profit that's totally unique, surprisingly simple, and works for anyone at any age. Remember, I was 55 when I got started. But before we dive in, I want to share a really personal and disturbing story with you about how I stumbled upon this blueprint for interviewing the world's top business experts and celebrities, and for you being interviewed by them as well. Excuse me, let me just take a sip of water. Ooh, and why this event is so important to your success is what I'm hoping that you will get from this and be inspired from the story that I'm going to share with you, because I wasn't always Raven, the talk show maven. In fact, far from it. So here's what happened. I remember it was really cold winter in Houston, Texas, very dark, and just, just one of those bad windy days. And I was living in Houston at that time, and me and my mom and my sister Tracy were together, and we went and saw a movie and then had dinner later that evening. And that's when we got some devastating news that my mom had to have major surgery the very next day. I always remember that day as if it was yesterday, very clear. Early in the morning, dark, cold, February 6, 2006. And that's a picture of my mom, a beautiful mom. She was scheduled for surgery at 8 a.m. in the morning at Methodist Hospital. And that's the very hospital it was at. I spent 3 weeks waiting in the ICU unit with my sister Tracy, my son Blair, wondering if mother was going to ever walk out there. She did, but at that time, we didn't know she was. And if you look to the right, there on the second level was the chapel. And I spent many, many days and many, many nights praying in there. And I'm sure a lot of you is taking you back to some very touching moments, because when you have a loved one in the hospital, they look different, and you're really, really scared, And I was sitting there in the intensive care unit, waiting room, and in the chapel, and totally terrified most of the time of those 3 weeks, because I didn't know what was going to happen to mom. At first, she made it through the surgery fine, but there was a problem and she had to be rushed back immediately. I remember us eating at lunch and we got a call on our cells and said, you got to come back up. And this was within hours of her surgery. And she was 73 years old. So like I said, it was devastating. I was frightened. I was scared. You know, my mom was the matriarch in our family. She was the glue that held us together, you know, and to see her helpless was just heartbreaking. This was a huge reality check for me because I always call it a Susu-gu moment. A Susu-gu moment. And let me tell you what that means. I realized that now my mom needed me. And so I had to step up, show up, and grow up. Yes, that's my Susu-gu moment. Step up, show up, and grow up. Step up meaning it's time for you to step up and be the person that you know you are and get out there and do things to change your life. Because guess what? You can't change your mom's life. You can't be there for her if you don't make some quick decisions and do something that's going to elevate your life and bring some money in there so you can be there, a strong support system to help her. Show up. I had to show up, not in a little way, in a big way, because I needed to do things faster rather than slower. Mother was going to need me. As I sat in the chapel, the voice inside me said, she's going to be okay, but she's going to be a little different. And she's going to need you like she never did before. And she eventually was okay. She got out there in 6 months, but she was in a wheelchair, and I did have to show up. And then when I thought I had showed up, I had to show up more. But here's the thing that really made the difference. I had to grow up. Ouch. That's the one when I teach my clients about stepping up, show up, growing up. You know, that's the one that hurt me and hurts everyone, because that's when we have to do, like Michael Jackson was famous for saying, take a good look at the man and woman in the mirror and ask yourself, why are you in the situation that you're in? You know, my mother them sent me to the best schools. They had a chain of restaurants. They bought us the best clothes. You know, I knew I had everything inside me. You know, I read the best books. I had great jobs. I worked at big companies, you know, but I just settled. I settled, and I never really grew up. You know, going out and doing other stuff was more important to me than taking responsibility. I blamed everybody but myself. Been there? Yeah. Susu-gu. Step up, show up, and grow up. And it took this one event, something so scary and life-altering, to really move me into action and take me from just being a big kid to becoming a grown-up. Finally. Yeah, finally. I realized that only making $10 an hour at the age of 55 simply wasn't going to cut it unless I took massive action. You see, Mother did get out of the hospital. She was in a wheelchair, and I had to really grow up big time, really step up big time. And I had to take responsibility for why I was making $10 an hour at the age of 55. It was my fault. If it was meant to be, it was up to me. Everybody say that. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. It's one of those little things that's a huge thing. And once you realize that, you're going to have to do like I did, and that's take massive action. And I did just that. And you will too. Now, as bad as that was, and that was pretty bad, it got even worse. My husband of 13 years left me at a time when I needed him the most. Yes, he did. I was totally surprised, shocked, and devastated, unprepared financially for that to happen. And I made a vow to myself and decided to make a change that would affect my life forever. I told myself never again would I allow myself to be caught in a situation where my life was so out of control. I remember my birthday was in April. He gave me flowers on my birthday, and just 2 weeks later, he was packing and telling me he was going back to a girlfriend of 13 years ago with 5-minute notice. No, here's some money to take care of you. No, nothing. And so that was never going to be happen to me again. I was never going to be in a situation where I was going to be left to fend for myself, and that's where someone was going to have control of my life. No. I made a decision that from now on, if it was meant to be, it was up to me. And I had to be responsible for that and take action, but have a plan and find something that was going to work for me and that was going to change my life, but change my income. And I needed to do it faster rather than slower, and sooner rather than later. So on my journey, I stumbled upon a unique process and formula that propelled me toward success using the power of my voice to make money. My cha-ching moment was beginning.
Hi, this is Dr. Consuelo Mutes. I'm the executive producer of Seasoned Women Health Radio and leader to mentor on the Amazing Women of Power Network. And I've just been at the Red Carpet Interview Secrets with Raven, the talk show maven. It's just ended after 3 days. It was a powerful experience. I'm also a part of the Talk to Cash Mastermind. And you would think that we had learned everything after being involved with Raven this year. But I'll tell you, she just took us to another level as far as working with your voice to create cash, how to create red carpet interviews, how to turn what you know into expanded business. I'm just looking forward to implementing all of that. She taught us some brand new systems that have never been introduced before in the marketplace that you can check out, I'm sure, at her website. But I'll tell you, this has been an adventure. And if you really want to know how to use your voice and the power of your voice to talk to cash, then get together with Raven, the talk show maven. This is Dr. Consuelo Mutes, and also look me up at consuelomutes.com.
The reason I wanted to share that with you, because I've told you about my successes, and I wanted you to hear from Dr. Consuelo Mutes herself, and I'll be, sprinkling in some other of my clients to show you that it's not about me. And you know this as a coach, as a mentor, as a entrepreneur, solopreneur that you are, yes, we're glad that we've had our defining moment. We finally figured it out, but it's not left for us to keep it to ourselves. It's to pass it on. And that's exactly what this Interview Profit Secrets Encore webinar is all about today, to share some of my secret sauce of some of the things that have changed me, changed my life, changed my family's life, where I was able to be there for my mom and be there for many of my clients and show them how they can get out there and interview people like Jack Canfield and get testimonials like this. I remember I was interviewing Jack on my show live last year, and this was on radio. And I've interviewed up to that point Jack probably about 4 times. And he asked me a couple questions in the middle of our interview. He kind of flipped the script, even though I was interviewing him. He said, Raven, let me ask you some questions. And so he asked me about me starting, and we were just talking a little bit. And then he said live on air, Raven, you wasn't always, but you're one of the best interviewers on the planet. And that was from Jack Canfield, someone that's been on over 1,000 radio interviews. And he cherishes his time with me as one of his favorite ones. But for him to say that I was one of the best interviewers on the planet from someone that has done as much as he's done, I got to tell you, I almost cried right there. He caught me totally by surprise saying that. But again, it's not about me. I'm just trying to show you, remember we talked about earlier, what's possible for you. And so I hope my story, where I came from, some of the struggles I've gone through with my mom, my husband leaving me, and all this stuff, I had no system, I had no process, I had no formula. It all came together from my journey, and yours will be too. But here's the icing on the cake. It was from interviewing and being interviewed. Here's another one of my clients. Her name is Christina Suter. Christina's probably listening in with her daughter because she loves to spend time with her daughter and her husband. Hey, Christina, shout out to you. Now, Christina, when she came to me, she was a great businesswoman getting started, just like we all have that starting point. And it was at the point where she wasn't quite sure if she needed to go back to work. She knew she didn't want to because her heart, her passion was really, even though she loved what she did, she loved her daughter. She loved her family more. And she didn't want to do anything that was going to keep her from, seeing her daughter grow up and experiencing being at her birthdays and being able to take off in the middle of the day and take her places, Disney World and stuff. But she shared this with us on our Talk to Cash Mastermind call one day that she had never told me before. And that was her and her husband, prior to me connecting with her, they were thinking about, she may possibly have to go back to work. That was a discussion that they were having. She didn't have enough people on her calendar. She didn't have enough clients. Well, this is where she's at now. Christina said, I went from not enough customers to tripling my income. Not one, not two, not three, tripling. And this was a year ago when she said that. Now, I love to share with you that Christina now gets to take off in the middle of the day. She goes to Disneyland with her daughter a couple times. She's on vacation. And guess what? She cannot take any more clients, not on one-on-one. We're moving her to online. We're moving her to getting more residual income and doing more group coaching because she cannot take on any more clients. Now, I know we have a lot of new coaches out there, a lot of new business owners that you're like saying, I want to be like Christina. Well, interview, 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 and be interviewed. That's how Christina does it. Another person I want to tell you about is, we call her our little energized bunny. Remember that little pink bunny that used to run on the screen? I know I'm dating myself, right? Well, Mary Smith Moore is like our little energized bunny for our Amazing Women of Power family. Both Mary, Christina, and Consuelo, by the way, they have been with me now for 4 years in my high-end mastermind. Christina just signed up for her 2nd year as a diamond because the stuff works. And they're in my high-end mastermind. So Mary Smith Moore, one of the things Mary and I have in common, she thrives on recognition. And when she first came to me, I mean, Mary, when I met her, she hadn't had a show. We met at a little gathering, and I told her I could help her get on radio, and she said, sure. And then she's been with me. She's interviewed people like, Alveda King, and she's getting better at being on people's shows, and she's making money. But the thing that means more to her than any of that is that people now recognize her internationally. And she loves that. People reach out to her now. They say, hey, will you co-host my radio show with me? And that's not even on my network. They say, hey, will you be on my show? Or can I be on your show? I mean, she interviewed Alveda King, niece of Dr. Martin Luther King. So she is one of my biggest success stories, as well as Christina and Consuelo. And we have tons of more, like Nancy You Can Do. We have Anna Scheller, master sales coach. Angelica, we have her, who is the branding specialist diva. And all of these are using interviews. And our guys, Fred Simkowski, Jove Burrows, Barkley Fisher, Dean. We have all these, Reggie Lucinda, we have them, and they're all doing interviews. They never did interviews before. They're all being interviewed on other shows. They're getting out there, they're interviewing experts in their niche, and guess what? They're growing and becoming an expert, and that's what it's about. So here's the way it works, okay? Put your skates on, because we're going to dive deep. You've got to be ready first. Being super prepared up front is the key. Now, notice I said you got to be ready first. Yes, that's how you can't wait to be ready. You got to be ready now. Be ready first. When you are ready, then the gigs will show up. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Being ready, and it means do your research. Get prepared. Don't just say, I want things to happen, I'm going to wait. You got to make them happen, and you got to be ready when it happens. And once you're ready, you got to stay ready. And you don't want to be in a situation where you're going to have to get ready and it may be too late. I had that situation with Les Brown. I was trying to get an interview with him, talking to his assistant, and we were back and forth in dates. And so I hung up. She was supposed to call me back. Ding, ling, ling. The phone rang, and guess who that is? Les Brown. He says, I'm trying to reach Raven, Blair Davis. At that time, I was Davis. I said, this is Raven. He says, Raven, I'm Les Brown. I understand you want to interview me. I said, oh, yeah, I'm working with your assistant. We're trying to get a date. He says, well, I'm free now. Oh, yeah, your mouth is open like mine was. Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. But I couldn't say I'm not ready. I said, okay, hold on 1 second. Let me flash over to my recording line, which at that time was Audio Acrobat. And let me tell you, first thing, when I flashed over, I said a prayer. And then when I was praying, I was pulling up just a quick bio of him. And I called my number, flashed back over, and I said, hey, welcome to Careers from the Kitchen Table. Show teaches you how to cook without the cooking. I'm Raven Blair Davis. And guess what? We have an amazing, 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 expert and mentor. He's Mamie Brown's baby boy. You know him as Les Brown. And Les, welcome to the show. I was ready. I can show you how to be ready too for moments like that and how to stay ready. So you want to be ready first. You want to stay ready and not have to get ready. Okay. So today we're going to cover a powerful part of my exclusive Trinity interview process that works like a charm for aspiring speakers and any type of broadcaster. So I'm talking about Periscope, Blab, Fire Talk, Facebook Live, YouTube, any kind of broadcasters, whether terrestrial or internet, and anyone that wants to be a speaker. And even those of you that are speaking, but you want more gigs, say more gigs, more gigs, more speaking. Yes, this is for you. We'll also talk about the one thing you should do that will make everything else that you are doing come together and start paying off. Sounds good? I know it. The consequences of what will happen if they don't change things immediately to get more exposure. If you don't rather change things immediately to get exposure. And remember I said I had to do it quick, fast, and in a hurry? Yeah, so don't wait to be great. No. The Trinity interview process shows you 3 different ways, as I said earlier. I use interviews to gain credibility, get more clients, get asked to speak on more stages, and make a profit. Plus, how you can do it too. I was just recently on Tanya Hoffman's Public Speakers Association event where I got a chance to be on her stage. Now, Tanya and I, we met from me interviewing her on Don't Wait to Be Great. Someone referred her to me, which was a telesummit. And actually, you're going to get that free today. And stay tuned. I'll tell you more about that at the end. But that's how we met. And afterwards, because she felt like I was an irresistible host, I wowed her. I made her feel good. Guess what? She asked me to be on her stage. And it happened. And she's asked me to be on her virtual stage, including her show, her radio show, and her TV show. But how cool is that? And that can happen to you too. Absolutely. Being interviewed is probably the fastest way, really, guys, to get on more platforms and get more speaking engagements. And if you know the secrets to doing it the right way, you too will be invited from being on someone's show to being on their telesummit to being on their stage. Trinity interview process for speakers is the second part we're going to dive into, because we want you to be a guest interview so that you can get more speaking engagements. And we want to show you that it's not important about your book and your product, what you want to sell. You know, you're looking at it small. You need to look at the big picture of, yeah, I may sell a book or not, but what I want to do is I want to wow their audience, turn their audience listeners into my fans and eventually into my buyers. And I want to wow them so they can ask me to come back over and over again. And they can ask me to talk on their stage or, you know, be part of their telesummit. So we're going to learn that. And you know what? When you speak on interviews and you're interviewing people or being interviewed by people, it gives you confidence to speak on any platform or any stage because you are supremely prepared. You're ready. You're not getting ready. You're ready and you're prepared. So think about that as you think about, well, is interviewing for me? Ask yourself, why wouldn't interviewing be for me? Today, I'm going to teach you as much as I can in the next few minutes. Time we have left, but I promise, like I said earlier, I'll show you how to take it further. So of those of you that want to get more, you can. Now, if you have any questions, write them down, put them in the chat box. We'll try to cover it later. As I mentioned before, it's a 3-pronged simple approach. The second part is what we're focusing on today if you're just joining us. And this, again, is perfect for people who want to be speakers. If you want to be a speaker, want more gigs, want more clients, want to be on more virtual stages, say, that's me, Raven. I heard you a little bit louder. Okay. It's called the guest interview, and it shows you how to be engaging, charming, irresistible, interesting, and captivating so people seek you out to provide value for their audience, like Tanya did. And I'll be on Jack Canfield. He's agreed to interview me. Alex Mendoza and Lisa Sasevich. These are top influencer guys. And how do I get these? I interview them first, I wow them, and then they ask me to be and come on and share their story, my story on their audience. The other 2 part of the Trinity interview process is called the host interview and the client interview, and we'll cover them later. There we go. We're talking about the guest interview today. Why should you be interviewed often? Well, if you make sure that you are in front of the right people as much as possible, your business will explode. Yes, that's the sound of explosion, my friend, because you become the trusted advisor that they think of first. Did you notice I said trusted advisor? I have another student. I got to tell you about her. Her name is Heidi Simmons. And I don't know if Heidi's is listening in, but if so, I know she's smiling right now. Now, Heidi had never done a show before. She had never done a show. But she got on our station. She was trained by me. And then we started talking about she wanted to get more exposure. So I said, Heidi, you need to get out there and be interviewed more. And she did. She took my advice. We trained. We had some one-on-one coaching time. And before I knew it, she was emailing me saying, hey, you know, I'm on this TV show. And then the next thing I know, she was emailing me and said, hey, you know, they invited me back. And then she started emailing me and saying, hey, they offered me a segment. And now she's having her own show. Now, is that cool or what? That's absolutely cool. Woo, you go, Heidi. That's just one example of the clients that I have helped to really expand their exposure rather, and explode. Yeah, step up and be the shining star that they are simply from being interviewed. Because we're talking about the guest interview now. There's a lot of ways to get people to ask you to be interviewed as a guest. Let me share some of them with you. You know, first of all, you know, it will provide help to others and by you providing rather help to others in a public platform to demonstrate your expertise. And if you say, well, what do you mean, Raven? Well, you know, what about volunteering for some of your top influencers? Volunteer to help them. When you see they're doing an event, just shoot them an email and say, hey, you know, I would love to assist you with this. I'm a big follower of yours. I know that you're having this event. You know, I just wanted to let you know that if you need some assistance, let me know. And I'll be glad to help you. My husband, Khalid Glover, who I love dearly, he is a Grammy award-winning mixing engineer. And when we go to events that we're going to learn from, you know, I look up at any time and he's over there letting them know, hey, if you have any problems with your equipment, I'm here to help. And man, people love him for that. And he's asked to, you know, come to events and be part of things all the time. And that's a way of showing up big time and, you know, doing unto others as you have them do unto you. How about that? You know, without them having to ask him, without them having to ask you, you are providing help to them and they will remember it. And when they have a telesummit or they need a slot, you know, they will most likely think of you. Why wouldn't they? You volunteer, but you got to also let them know when you volunteer, you got a seed. Hey, I'm a speaker. If you ever need any assistance, I know Anna Scheller, who's here, she has told people, hey, I'm a speaker. If you ever need one, that's the way you do it. And what's that called? That's called asking to be interviewed. Hey, if you ever need one, if you're ever open to having me on, I'd love to be on. Absolutely. You got to ask. If you don't ask, you won't G to get. I do it all the time. I teach my clients like Anna, Nancy, Adair, and as well as Mary and Christina and all the people I mentioned, they'll tell you, if you don't ask, you won't G to get. I'm very adamant, very passionate on passing on that simple message. If you don't walk away with nothing else today, remember, you got to ask to be on people's stage, ask for clients, ask for the money, and definitely ask for the interviews. Got it? Got it? Okay, great. And trade interviews with others. I do that all the time with people. You know what I do? Sometimes I'll go, I remember, here's a good example. I remember when Blab first started out, I started looking at all the top people on Blab, all the influencers on this new platform. And I reached out to them and I asked them for an interview. And then after the interview, when we were not on air, I said, hey, this is a great interview. You know, I know you have a powerful show. I love your show. That's why I asked. I resonate with your audience. Would you be open to having me on? And because I asked them right after me interviewing them, and I did such a great job interviewing, of course they say yes. And all the top influencers like Joel Comm and Vince, I can't think of Vince's last name, but he does a show with Joe, Jenny Q, all the top ones on there. I was on their show and it was great. Yeah. Periscope Brian on his show, all of them. So, and that's because I asked, but I first interviewed them and we trade interviews. Can you do that? Can you do that? Really? Can you really do that? Of course you can. Of course you can. I see you smiling. And hold webinars and telesummits. That, remember I shared with you how I got to know Tanya. I was interviewing someone else for my telesummit, Don't Wait to Be Great. This was a couple years. I said, who else do you know that would be a perfect fit? And they said Tanya Hoffman, and they told me all about her. I reached out, I interviewed her for my telesummit along with 54 other amazing people. And she loved it so much. She interviewed me and asked me to be on her stage. And that can happen to you. Remember, this is not about me. It's about you taking these secret sauce, these tips and strategies, and run with them when you get off this webinar. Start working with it. And like I said, we've got, other things that go. This is all part of my Talk to Cash, 6-figure interview profit secrets that we teach, but we got something special for those of you to take you to the next level that need some hand holding like me. But you certainly got enough information to get some transformation today, right? Of course you do. So hold webinars and telesummits and invite the influencers. Yes, invite some of the business associates, some of your friends, but you must sprinkle in top influencers, okay? Very important, because they'll get you there faster rather than slower. Remember, they don't know me, they don't know you, but they know the Jack Canfields, the Les Browns, the Lisa Sasevich, the Tanya Hoffmans, all these people is who you need to have on your platform, and you need to be on their platform. Offer to train in mastermind groups. I did this with Craig Deswell, who has Rockstar Radio. Now, I got in his mastermind a few years ago, and he has a radio station just like I do. And at first I kind of feel intimidated. And then I was like, Raven, think bigger. Step out of your feelings, step out of your worries, step out of your fear. You train your host all the time. You show people who've never had to do a radio show how to get on there and how to make money and how to get top influencers. Just offer your assistance. And so I offered it for free. I said, hey, I have a radio station. I love to come in and train some of your hosts for free. He let me do it, and he's wrote me a stellar testimonial. I did it for almost a year at his mastermind. He had me on his show, on his Rockstar Network, and we have connected. And some of his hosts have become my clients for me mentoring them through the process, even though they're still on his network. So offer to train in mastermind groups. Good idea? Yeah. Think about it right now. What mastermind group could you offer to train? Write that down and circle it and go do it. And the simplest way of all is using what we call our irresistible ask. Now, I've been seeding that all along on how I do it. Hopefully you got it. Here are some tips to making your ask so irresistible they have to say Y-E-S, yes. But first, before I tell you about that, let's talk about the definition that Wikipedia says. Wikipedia, I need more coffee, says irresistible is not able to be resisted or refused, overpowering. It is so powerful, there is nothing you can do to prevent it. That's what you want to appear to be to them. So the irresistible ask is easy breezy. Do lots of research ahead of time to provide the most value first. This is first. This is being ready, right? And I teach this in my Icon interview formula. We have 4 steps. I for investigate, C for connect, O for own your platform, and N get to the nitty gritty. And all of that you want to do when you do the irresistible ask. And research in front, ahead of time, first. Got it? Most people will ask and then they'll go do the research to get ready. Remember, we want you to be ready. And this is what we teach in our Talk to Cash interview profit secrets, and we'll be sharing some information on how you will really master the art of our Icon interview formula, and you'll really know what to investigate and research first that will get them to say yes. The other thing is you want to make it a win-win. That's a perfect fit for the audience, your message, and platform. Notice I said win-win. I forgot one win. It's actually win-win-win. Win for the person's platform you want to be on or who you want to interview or be interviewed by, win for their audience, and win for you. So it needs to be a perfect fit, a perfect match rather. Your message needs to resonate with them first before they'll even invite you to come on and share with their audience. And you won't know that unless you research. And they need to match your heartfelt message and your intentions. Now, here's the problem that I have with a lot of my clients. When I say go get on people's shows, they start getting on everybody's show. And you don't want to do that because you're not a fit for everybody's show. You must be a fit. It's got to be a win-win-win. And we have certain steps and processes we teach you so that you can do research properly and so that you'll know exactly what stations that you want to be on and what their message is, and you're clear of what their audience is wanting so that you can be invited back like Heidi over and over again. She incorporated all that. It was a win-win-win, and that's why she has a segment on a local TV station, where she lives, and she has her own segment. And now she's even looking into having her own show on local TV, not internet. Yes. Make it irresistible for them by the WIIFT process. And that is what's in it for them. That's the first win. What's in it for them? Okay. Not you, them. Why should they bring you on? You want to share with them, not that you just want to come on. You want to share with them, hey, I love your show. I listen to your show. I'm familiar with your audience. I've listened to some of your guests. I can bring some valuable information to your audience. I can share with them exactly how they can go from getting in that traffic to creating a six-figure business right from their home using the power of their voice. I'll show them how they get started. I'll give them 3 easy breezy steps that even if they don't have a low budget, they can start today, and how they can get their first client. You want to say something strong that resonates with them so they can be nodding their head. Yes, that's what my audience needs. Yes, I need you on my show. Yes, yes, yes. Got it? That's irresistible. That's the irresistible ass. And what's the intentions of the interview? Why should you care? Or why should they care? Well, number one, they want to know, because I know when people come on and they want to sell their book, I'm not interested in their book. I'm interested in what are you going to bring to the table for my audience? And what is your intentions? Do you just want to come on here and sell books, or do you want to come on here and share some valuable information that's going to change lives? So make sure the intention is clear on their end, and it says, yes, this person needs to be on my platform. It's not about you selling books. It's not about you getting people to say yes to your product and service. Not to them. To us it is, but it can't be the main thing, and they don't care. Because most likely, especially on traditional TV and radio, you may or may not have an opportunity to even give your website. But they'll find you if the message resonates and if your information is valuable to them. So, I think what Zig Ziglar says, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So you have to go in with that attitude and check your intentions. That's the irresistible ass. So remember, timing is everything. So be aware of bad timing. Yes, timing is everything. I always tell people, for anyone that you want to be on their show or interview them, but we're talking about guests now, first thing you need to do is opt in on their list. Look at their newsletter, see what's going on with them. Go to their website. I'm throwing in some tips here, don't miss them. And then what I want you to do is, when you get ready to ask, check the timing. Okay, is this person on vacation? Is this person busy doing a launch? Is this person busy doing a book? That's not the timing to ask for an interview. That is a timing to ask to be an affiliate and help them spread their word. What's in it for them? Make sure they are reachable and they love doing interviews. Now, don't ask anybody that doesn't like to do interviews if they do interviews. I made that mistake. I asked Diana Ross for an interview because I love Diana Ross. They wrote me a really nice letter, but they said, Diana really is not doing interviews. And think about it. When's the last time you actually seen Diana Ross doing an interview, right? That's when I learned you got to approach the people that are approachable and reachable. Makes sense? Appeal to the to their interests again. It's what's in it for them. And how do you do that? Get on their list. Get on their list. Get on their list. They will let you know what's going on with them and how to appeal to their interests. Watch their Facebook lives, their Periscope and things like that. Okay. This is really important, guys. This is part of my irresistible ask, and this is only part of it. It goes deeper than that. Go for people who have not been in the media for a while. This is a real secret sauce on doing this. I don't have time to explain to you how you can find these people and what to say, but in my interview, Talk to Cash Interview Profit Secrets, we'll share a little bit more about that, and I'll share some stories with you and even share some formulas that I know for work. But yeah, most people are going after the Beyoncés, the Jay-Z's, the Taylor Swift. No, this is not the time for them. They're interested in CNN, CBS, the big networks. You may get them if you have a connection there, but go for the ones that haven't been seen in a while. Okay. We're talking about interview profit secrets, and I've been sharing some of my secret sauce about my irresistible ask formula. And to close it off, I want to also say an important thing is to posture up and speak with confidence. Use your power voice. Do not be, just because you work at home, you're in your home studio or at your kitchen table, do not dress up. Okay. You got to dress for success. Watch your posture, sit up straight, think about what your mom says, sit up straight, keep your back arched. All that stuff equals confidence and power in your voice. That's how you unleash it. You want to position yourself, position your platform, and position your listeners when you're talking and you're asking for the interview. Position yourself by letting them know a little bit about you. Don't give them everything, but let them know, hey, I'm a speaker, I'm a best-selling author, or, I'm a CNN or CBS correspondent. I have an award-winning show. Position yourself so that they know you got some credibility. Position your platform and say, hey, tell them what you have. I don't never say I have a podcast show or internet show. I say I have a business, home business show that is all about showing people how to start a home-based business on a low budget. And we bring on the best of the best, and you're certainly one of the best. You see, that's the difference. And position the listeners. I told you earlier, kind of an example, when I'm trying to get on someone's show, I will say, I love your show. I listen to your show. And I will even say, in fact, last week, I really liked your guests when they talked about this, this, and this, because I want them to know that I listen to their show. And I resonate with your listeners. I know your listeners come in every week because they're looking for some help. They want some valuable information. They want some tools. They want some techniques and strategies. And with my Icon interview formula, we're going to teach them how they can go out there and interview and turn those interviews into a thriving, sustainable, and retainable business by interviewing people just like you. I'm also going to show them how to interview clients, because I know most of your listeners have a coaching business or they're just starting business and they need money. They need clients. So we're going to show them, if you have me on your show, I'm going to show them exactly how to get their first client by doing interviews. See, that is positioning their listeners. Mention their name throughout the conversation, but don't overdo it. Don't get crazy. So you can say, so Jack, or Dr. Ruth, or whoever you're talking to, say their name at least a couple times in your conversation to acknowledge them, and make sure you acknowledge them in the name they like to be called. If they are a doctor and you hear they on interviews and on their show, they always using the term doctor, do it. If you hear they don't use it, then don't do it. So that's part of your research. That's part of being prepared and being ready up front. Remember, we talked about that earlier. This is a picture of how the irresistible ask got me on stages and how it will get you on stages too. There's Lisa Sasevich, and I always wanted to be on her stage. And by me incorporating the interview ask after I joined her mastermind a couple years, I simply asked her after an interview I did with her and said, Lisa, I know we got the Speak to Sell event coming up. I can't wait to come. And I'm just curious, because I would love to be one of the success stories that you feature on one of your upcoming events. How does that one apply for that process, or how do you choose that? She explained to me, she told me what needed to be done, and I got busy. I got into massive action, and I emailed her I sent her videos and all kind of things to show her what I was doing that was successful. I applied her method. It worked. And finally, one day, they emailed me, surprise email. Lisa would like for you to be on her success panel. But guess what, guys? If I didn't use the irresistible ask to find the first, get her interviewed on the show, second of just ask her what it takes, and then third, the irresistible ask worked because I applied what she told me to do. I did it quick, fast, and in a hurry, and I emailed her, videotaped me rather, and sent her videos and audios and private emails to show her that I was making it work. You can do that too. So let's break it down how to do it. Let's see where we at on time here. I'm going to do this really quick. Okay, so we're going to do this in the next 10 minutes and get you guys out of here. Okay, good. Because I know you want to go to the beach and have some fun today. And guess what? I do too. So you as a guest being interviewed. First thing, you've already did the irresistible ask. You're already prepared and ready because we got you that far. So now you're on the show. Thank the host and show excitement for being there. Remember, you want to be on their stage. You want to get more speaking gigs. This is what this is all about. You want to be on their telesummit. If you don't thank them for coming on their show and you just say, oh, yeah, they say, welcome, Linda. And you say, oh, yes, I'm so glad to be here. No, you say, oh, thank you, Linda, for having me on your amazing show. I listen to it all the time. I'm just so excited to come here and to be on your platform, be on your amazing show. That's showing it with the excitement and thanking the host first. Got it? Of course you do. Next thing, hold on one second here. Position yourself so that the audience will keep listening. So I'm excited to be on your show, Linda. I can't wait to share with your audience some great information I have and to share a little bit about me. So you want to let the audience know that you're there for them and, that you're expert at what you do. I can't wait to share with your audience the things that I've taught my clients that have helped them create a thriving six-figure business using the power of their voice, and how my years at CNN and CBS, the things that I learned that I know your audience is going to be able to take away and use in building their business. See, I seeded in that I was at CNN and that I have clients. See, that's called a clue. Connect to the audience with a struggle story, a success story, and so there's a way that, because you're not on other people's show delivering a presentation, so there's a way that we teach you in our Talk to Cash interview profit secrets where it will bring up and open up the opportunity to share your story. But it's a design. It has to be designed by plan, because some hosts will ask you share a little bit of your story. I do, and I train my people to do, but some won't. Some will go right into the information. You got to be able to seed and share your struggle story, and you want to catch them right up front, like I did with you on my story, so that they can understand, okay, yeah, I feel her pain. Yeah, I need to listen to her. Got it? Facts tell, stories sell, for sure. Listen and answer the questions that the interviewer is asking you so you can give high value. Now, here's something I teach my clients. You cannot be on a show, a podcast or telesummit, and you're so busy wondering what's the next question they're going to ask you, or you're multitasking, you're texting, because you're not listening. And listening is a huge key in being successful on all ends of interviews. Because you don't want to miss something and you give them the wrong answer and you're not bringing an answer of value. So listen and answer the question with high value. Don't try to hold it in because you want to sell something. Give them the goods. Don't save it for later. And invisibly seed your solution without being salesy. You got to let them know, hey, I'm going to give as much as I can today, but no problem, because I've got something at the end for you that we're going to give you and give your listeners that can take them further. We're going to show them for those people that need some assistance. You want to let them know that you have a solution. But tell them I'm going to share, 2-part of my 5-part system today with you. I wish I had more time, but I don't. Let them know that you have a system, a formula, a blueprint, a solution for their pain that's going to take them from pain to joy. And provide a call to action to your product or free gift, but make it make sense. Don't say, I got this great ebook, like I have Talk Show Magic, just came out, and I love to gift your listeners with this ebook. They can go to blah 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 to get it. No, I'm going to say, hey, I'm so excited. We just got our book just launched on Amazon, Talk Show Magic, and for each and every one of your listeners, just for tuning in today, all they have to do is go here and get this book. And this is why you want to get this book, guys, because everything I talked about today is going to take it deeper for you. And be sure to do the worksheets in the back, and you'll be able to So you're giving them reasons to do it, not just go get my book. That's not enough. Make sense? Now that you know how to hook them, hook them in an irresistible way, here's your next step. I should say your best next move that I want to present to you today. I'm going to show you how to use all of today's information to get immediate results, and how to take it further with more training, tools, and support. We've given you a lot of information. I know it's given some of you some instant transformation, and you are ready to do some of the things we talked about. And I want you to go out there and do it. But for those of you that want a little bit more hand-holding, we're going to go over a summary of all the steps that I'm going to cover. So let me walk you through it. Okay? And this is part of my Interview Profit Secrets Virtual Bootcamp. It's part of our big Talk to Cash line of products and services that we provide. And it's going to help you step up, stand out, and be the star you are. If you're wondering if it's time, look at that clock. It's time for you to get confident and get ready, be prepared, and get paid. So are you ready? Well, here's what you'll learn. You're going to learn 3 different ways to get more exposure and more clients using my Trinity interview process, so that it leads to more sales and a constant flow of happy customers. You know what those 3 ways are, because we talked about earlier. You being the host, interviewing experts, especially the celebrity top experts and icons like the Jack Canfields, Alex Mandossian, Brendon Burchard, Lisa Sassford. You go ahead and put your Shero and Hero's name on it. And you want to be interviewed on their platform and on other experts' platform too, right? And you want to be really good. I mean, master this one especially. And that's interviewing potential clients and closing them so that they will say yes, and applying the irresistible ask and all the things we taught you. There's formulas and there's scripting and things that will help you not get ready, but be ready. You'll learn how to develop and structure your irresistible ask. Now, I gave you some tips and strategies about irresistible ask that work, and I shared some stories so that you know it works. But we're going to help you structure your irresistible ask, your interview pitch, so that I can get, so that not I, but so you can get top influencers to say yes, and have them also ask you on their stages, their podcasts, their webinars, their telesummits, their Facebook Live. Yeah, I mean, nowadays you have, oh my God, unlimited opportunities. So I want to help you structure it in a way that they're more likely to say yes than no. There is a method to the madness. I've given you the reason why. I've given you what to do. Now we need to give you the blueprint so that you can have it, and you don't have to go year after year figuring it out like I had to do. I mean, I'm so excited. We celebrated 10 years of being on air and 10 years of interviewing and being interviewed. And it feels great. But I don't want you to have to wait to 10 years or 8 years or 7 years to reach your 6-figure income. We want to get you there faster rather than slower, sooner rather than later. So you ready? I also will show you how to craft a super exciting Showtime intro. How'd you like that intro we did? You want to do something that's going to wow them right up front. We've got other intros for all of our shows that wows the listeners and wows the guests, which is my intentions is to get that guest right there. Get that guest right then. Yeah, so that they will want to invite me on their show and stages. And they said, this girl knows how to work it. We're going to show you how that too. How to wow people so that you gain instant likability, credibility, and trust with the right audience. Remember, the right audience. I'll show you how to design a compelling, no-fail interview structure that naturally creates hunger and desire so that the audience and potential customers crave your information. Crave it. They're hungry, as Les Brown say, to get what you have. Yeah, you're smiling. I love that. Hungry, hungry, hungry. They're thirsty. They're ready. They want it. They're craving it. And you got the answer. You can take them from their pain to the joy. So we're going to design a compelling, no-fail interview structure for you that works, that whether they ask you to share your story or not, you'll be able to do it. And it's going to give all the components that you need, even if the person interviewing you don't ask. Okay? This is very important. Another thing you'll learn is my proven step-by-step strategies on how to convert 100% of the right people. Notice I keep saying right people, because I don't want you to have to worry about giving refunds or spending time with someone you hate. You took their money, but it's gone. We're going to show you how to convert 100% of the right people into paying clients on the spot without being pushy like a used car salesman. Did you notice I said on the spot? You know, we're going to cut your follow-up time down. Because, I mean, follow-up, you know, they used to say the fortune is in the follow-up. I believe that to a point, but what I do is I like to show my clients like Christina Suter, who's tripled her income, remember, and all my other clients, how to, you know, get that yes right then, because you don't have time to keep calling back. And besides that, if you hang up the phone with them, someone like me will be talking to them and they'll get them on the spot because they have been trained and mentored by the best and they know how to do it. I've been in sales for over 30 years. Plus, on top of that, I've been mentored by the best of the best, and I can show you how to convert 100% of the right people into paying clients. You ready? Cha-ching, cha-ching. I know it. Yeah. It's your time, remember? Here's how it's delivered. We will conduct 3 live training sessions covering each part of the Trinity interview process and more. In fact, this 3-week virtual boot camp, I've just extended it as of earlier this week to 5 weeks. Because the first week, we're going to work on your mindset. Because remember, I want you to be ready. And so there's some mindset things. We got to get rid of the head trash, you know, the stinking thinking, and get you more confident. And so that you can get ready and then transfer over to being ready. So we're going to throw in that one. And then we're also going to have a Q&A and hot seat session at the end so that I can deal with each and every one of your issues. We'll probably be on there for 2 hours. I always like to wrap up my virtual summits with this. So it's really 3 live training, but we're going to have that extra 2. So that's a bonus for you. This program will change the way you approach doing interviews forever. Did I say forever? Yes, I did. Forever. Doesn't that sound sweet? You're going to love it. You're going to love being on people's show. You're going to love interviewing the best, but you're going to love, love, love getting those high-end clients that's craving for more of you and closing them on a one-call close. Trust me. All these forms of interviews, this 3-pronged Trinity process, it will make you a triple threat. Did I say triple threat? Yes, I did. In your industry, because nobody's using them all 3 together unless they've been through one of my trainings. They're using, you know, some of them are being interviewed, some of them are interviewing, some of them are interviewing their clients, but they're not working them together. We've got the secret sauce. We know what percentage you need to be using on what, and I'm going to show you how. Now, the full retail price value for the Trinity interview process 3-module training just by itself is $997. Our all-star Don't Wait to Be Great interview series, including 12 top celebrities, are $297. And let me just tell you who's in this. Jack Canfield's in there. Diana Nightingale, Earl Nightingale's widow, is in there. Oh my God, I can't even think. Ernie Hudson, actor Ernie Hudson. J.B. Hill, Napoleon Hill's grandson, is in there. The guy from 24, I can't even think of his name right now, but he's in there. Wow, we have so many people. Lisa Sasevich, of course, is on there. Alex Mendoza, of course, is just 12 of my best out of the 54. Bob Doyle from The Secret. You know, got so many people. And we're even giving you a couple bonuses. So you're going to get my top ones from the Don't Wait to Be Great interview series. Red Carpet Interview Secrets. We just completed the 3-day live event last month in June. We're going to give you the replay valued at $297. It's the raw footage of the replay. It's unedited. You're going to get the replay, which includes, guess that what? The Emily Awards. My mom's name was Emily. She passed away in 2012, ironically on the same date, February 6th. But anyway, but she didn't pass away without seeing me transition and change my life. And I was not making $10 an hour when she passed away. And she was in my first book, Broadcast Your Passion. I was able to put a picture of me and her poem, make her a published poet before she passed away. So I wanted to throw that in. But anyway, so now we have the Emily Awards named after my mom, where I honor the host of the year on my network, both male and female, on the Amazing Women of Power Network. And shout out and congrats to Mary Smith Moore for being the first host to break the record and win award-winning host two times, back to back. And also Dean Olson. He was our Amazing Men of Power host. But isn't it great to be able to do something and then honor the person, some people, special people in your life? And me being able to do this every year, the Red Carpet Interview Secrets and host the Emily Awards, it's amazing. You'll love it when you see it, but you're going to get that replay, full replay, unedited, valued at $297. And that brings the whole value to $1,591 or $1,500. If all this did was, just raise your credibility or get your first speaking engagement from being interviewed, would it be worth it? Get you recognized as a top expert authority that's constantly in demand. Keyword constantly. Would it be worth it? Build your list because people love your talk and want to follow everything you do. Would that be worth it? Get people to ask about what else do you do? What else do you have available? How can I get more? Would it be worth it to you? Well, we're not done yet. That's the great part. We're almost, but not quite yet. I have an action taker bonus because I love to reward people to take action. You can have a choice of being a procrastinator or action taker. I learned this from Brian Tracy when I interviewed him. And both of us, we said, we love the action takers. Yes, so I have an action taker bonus for you. For the first 7 people, whether you're live or listening to the replay, only 7 that step up, show up, and take responsibility for where they are and register for my Talk to Cash Interview Profits Secrets Virtual Bootcamp. That will be starting on July 30th, this month. You're going to get my Exposure Explosion Super Media Package that's worth almost $1,500. And in this package, it's going to be absolutely great because you're going to be on my award-winning show, Careers from the Kitchen Table. You will be in my Careers from the Kitchen Table business directory, which will be coming out on Amazon in August. So you're going to have to get your story to me ASAP. You're going to have an ad in my magazine, Amazing Women Magazine, and we're going to just give you the exposure you need. And I'm going to interview you, not just by yourself. I'm going to interview you in front of one of my top experts. It could be Jack Canfield, it could be Lisa Nichols, it could be Brendan Shard. We're going to air you in front of one of our experts. We'll air their replay, but air you in front, and we're going to position you as the star that you are. Full retail value price of the Trinity Interview Process 3-module training. The Don't Wait to Be Great interview series with all icons and celebrities. Oh, Sinbad's on there too. Remember comedian Sinbad? Yeah, he's on there too. Red Carpet Interview Secrets live 3-day event replay videos. And the fast action bonus of my Exposure Explosion Super Media Package is $3,088. Guess what? Here is an unauthorized bonus or unadvertised bonus, and that is, it's authorized but not advertised. You get a free ticket to my 6-figure Interview Profit Secrets live event. Woohoo! Yeah, that's going to be in October, and you get to come meet me, and it's just going to be a small group of us, and we are going to take you from just interview profit secrets to take you to the next step up, which is the next step up, which is the next step up to having 6 figures. So we'll take you deeper there, and we're working side by side. We're role playing and everything. And this is my first year doing the 6-figure interview profit secrets live. I can't wait. So you'll get the free ticket there. Yeah, but you're getting a much better deal today than that $3,000. So sit back, relax, don't panic. If you enroll now to our 6figureinterviewsecrets.com, you can go to 6figureinterviewsecrets.com /interview-profit secrets if you want to see everything on there. You'll get the Trinity Interview Process 3 module training program, the Don't Wait to Be Great interview series, the Red Carpet Interview Secrets Live, the Fast Action Bonus Exposure Explosion, being on my show, getting a free commercial, I forgot to mention that, that will air for 2 weeks, and also being in my magazine, a full page ad, and being in the Careers from the Kitchen Table book that comes out next month. And don't forget, you're going to get my live 6-figure interview secrets ticket to the live event. Total value is way over $3,088 by the time you add in the free ticket. Your total cost is a no-brainer. One payment of $497. That's it. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. I know you guys are excited. You're getting ready to make some money on Interview Profit Secrets. Go now. Now, not tomorrow, today. Okay, because this is the virtual one, so we're going to keep it small. Anybody that's ever taken any of my virtual classes, we really work with you, especially on that last session. It can go two hours or more, where we're working with your hot seat scenarios and stuff. So I'm really looking for 10 people, maybe 15 at the most, because I like it manageable. I want everybody to have their time. We're going to have a special Facebook group for you. We're going to do this via Google Hangout so you guys can see each other, meet each other. And remember, I've got to interview all of you guys, so I can't, just have a bunch of people. So you want to go now, and the first 7, you're going to get the Super Media Exposure Explosion package. But the no-brainer, right? $497. And you get that 6-figure interview secrets live event ticket. How cool is that? So if you're saying, hey, Raven, what if I don't have the money? I'm too busy and don't have the time. Nobody would be interested in me. I'm too new to do this. I don't think it would work for me. I'm not sure I will actually do the work. Well, my thing is for you, enroll now, and I can get you to that step. Get the 3-module training plus the mindset, because that means head trash. We got to get rid of that stinking thinking, because you got to believe in yourself. And I can show you how. Listen to those Don't Wait to Be Great interview series. Jack Canfield, Lisa Zasavich, Lisa Nichols, Diana Nightingale, Dr. J.B. Hill, Napoleon's grandson. All these people, and there's even more, will listen to them as they empower, inspire, and encourage you, and share some of their secret sauce on the series. Plus, learn how I'm doing it, how I get them to say yes, how I'm actually doing the interview. Watch the 3-day live event raw footage from the Red Carpet Interview Secrets, and just go ahead and take the step and enroll. Save yourself $3,088, get it for $497, and get rid of that stinking thinking. That's what I say if you're saying that, because all you got to do is think back to my story, Interview Profit Secrets. I'm sorry, it's what we've been talking about that. But remember, I didn't always do interviews. I didn't always make money. I didn't always share my secrets. I was 55 years old, making $10 an hour, working 20 hours a week. Yeah. So in closing, I want you to imagine being asked to speak in front of huge audiences by using the techniques that you've learned today, that you've just learned today. Just imagine how far ahead you are because you showed up this Saturday. And again, I want to stop right now and applaud you for doing that. But now it's time to step up, show up, and grow up. Take responsibility for where you are now. Look at where you compared to where you want to be, and just go on and go for it. It's $497. Let me hold your hand through the process and give you some templates and things that I already have that you don't have to work out, and help you, structure those irresistible asks and your wow presentations so you can become the irresistible host. So you just got to imagine being asked. Imagine you interviewing your favorite celebrity and wowing them with my process and systems and formulas that we're going to help you with. Who is your shero and hero? I've told you about some of mine, but it's not about me, it's about you. Write down yours. We'll show you how to find them. We'll show you where they're at. We'll show you how to ask. We're going to help you structure your irresistible ask. Imagine clients asking how they can get more personalized training from you. I love it when I get those emails and I don't even know these people, but they heard my Rock Your Interview talk show, or they've been on my Amazing Women of Power Network, or they read one of my books, or they've heard one of my teleseminars, or heard me being interviewed on others. In fact, Anna, I don't know if she's still here, Scheller, you know, she is in my high-end mastermind, and she's already agreed and committed that in October she's going to move on to the second year. And guess what? Anna never heard of me before. She never heard of me before. But there was a guy by the name of Rick. I went blank on his name, but he was one of her mentors, and he interviewed me on my show after me interviewing him on my show. I mean, I interviewed him on my show. He returned the favor. Remember, we talked about that earlier. He interviewed me on his show, and Anna typed in the chat box, you know, do you have a mentoring program? And I immediately put my link in there. She booked her time. You know, we had our conversation, and she's in there, and she's doing well, and she's speaking on more stages. I think she told me last night she's going to be in Ireland speaking on the stage, and someone asked her, but she learned how to put it out there in seed, like we'll teach you, you know, how to do the irresistible ask and how you can set them up to ask you, and you don't even have to ask. Yay, Anna, I'm so proud of you, girlfriend. And yes, I'm so excited that you publicly said you're going to do a second year. Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, that is about it. You know, thank you for being with me. Let's see, we're at 10:27 now, so we need to go ahead and close this up. So let me get back in here and join you guys. Let's see here. Hold on a second. There we go. Hey, hi. Hey, Angelica, Anna, Mary. Thank you, guys. You ready for the drawing? We're going to have our drawing now. There's a couple other things I want to say before we go. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? Go ahead and type it in. But listen, guys, you know, like I said, I want to keep it small. I want to work with you hands-on. You know, go back and listen to the replay. We'll leave the replay up. The $497 is going to be there. I don't want to go over 10, 15 people. So when that maxes out, you'll see the price change back to $3,088. We may discount it to $2,500 or something like that. But it's just been a pleasure just being here with you guys today on a Saturday, mind you. And I just want you to remember, you know, that and we're going to get to the drawing here in a second and pull a name. You must be on the call to get it. And also have subscribed. I just wanted to remember not just so much about me and my story, because it's more about me. You know this, as coaches and entrepreneurs and people that have a heartfelt message that want to change lives like I know you do. It's not about us, it's about our clients. And so, you know, I want you to remember Mary Smith Moore, never having a show, never doing radio, having a stroke, and losing her daughter, just having a lot of pain. But she wasn't never depressed. That's one thing about Mary. She was, but, you know, she was settling. She was dealing with, you know, what was brought up on her. She was dealing with it and dealing with it with courage. But I'm so glad, you know, that she said yes first to being a radio host. She's been with me for 5 years now. She just stepped up this year from our Talk to Cash gold. She was in platinum and now she's in diamond. So shout out to you, Mary Smith Moore. She's right here listening. I know she's smiling. Now Mary went from where she was to being a speaker, to being a faith and forgiveness coach and the founder of Faith and Forgiveness Institute. And she's interviewed people like Alveda King. And we're going to show you how to do that too. She was award-winning talk show host for 2014 for Amazing Women of Power. There she is, and she's looking nice. And she also won again this year. She's the first one that broke a record twice. Now think of where she came from and what's changed her life. Interviews. She's asked to be on many more people's stages because they know now she's established even more credibility by winning this award twice. And she's holding, or we're holding, the Emily Awards named after my mom. This is where it all started, at ICU hospital, me being 55 years old, $10 an hour, 20 hours a week. My mother being ill, she became my why. So if you are not moving fast enough, check your why. Once you got that established, come on and join us for the Six-Figure Interview Profit Secrets, and so that you can have a story to share like Mary, so that you can become a celebrity and famous in your niche and be asked like Mary, holding her microphone there. She's being asked now to speak on virtual stages, asked now to be on radio shows. She's interviewing the best of the best. All righty. So y'all ready for the drawing? Okay, so let's pick a name. Khalik, why don't you pick the name, and then that way it'll be fair, and you'll get a full page ad in the fall edition of Amazing Women Magazine. And so I'm going to see if Khalik, if you can come in and give me a name, that would be great if you're still there.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, here's the best way I think we would do it. Everybody that's on here, why don't you enter a 3-digit number between 0 and 999, and then I'm gonna choose a random number, and whoever's closest to that number.
Oh, that's a good idea. He's so creative. He's so creative.
Just enter it, whoever's here. If you want to get chosen, the closest without going over. So, but obviously, you know what the difference is. Just pick a 3-digit number. We'll give you guys a chance to enter it in. Okay, I see them coming in real good.
Okay, I tell you what, we'll take a quick commercial break while those are coming in, and then we'll come back and meet. Okay, Khalik?
Okay, cool.
All right, I'm going to take over for a second here, and we'll just play your lovely intro again, because remember, you know, we want to show you guys how to have a wow intro too, and how to get those testimonials. Keep those numbers coming in. We'll be back right after this.
Internet radio conversion.
What's up, everyone? This is Raven, the talk show maven, queen of rap and queen of interview conversion, and you better know it.
Oh my God, I feel like I should be running down the list, running. My high heels on, ready to grab an award. Hi, it's Michelle PW, your campaign marketing strategist, and I just am so excited that I had a great interview today with Raven, the talk show maven. I think she's one of the best.
Raven, you are the best interviewer I've ever met, by far.
Now you're one of the best radio interviews on the planet.
You have it. That's Jack Canfield.
Creative Dallas Mondosian and I have just participated in the Don't Wait to Be Great Radio Summit with the great Raven Blair Davis. You gotta listen to her to understand how great she is. Don't wait to be great.
Hello, this is Brian Tracy, and I just want to say I've had a wonderful time with Raven, the talk show maven on Career Syndication Cable.
I get so many emails, I get so many comments. It's Raven Session on radio, whether it's just doing your own radio show, how to get interviewed, how to set up a radio show, or how to monetize a radio show. Everybody comes back to me and says, oh my God, Raven Session is so amazing. She's amazing. She's amazing.
Now let's go ahead and Raven!
All right, I am back. I just love that. Thank you, Khalik Glover, my honey. He created that. Now, just imagine you having one. You know, not the same, but we'll give you, because he's not going to do yours for $497 for sure. But he will help us, and we will show you the structure of it. And most importantly, you'll be able to get some stellar testimonials, because that's what it was all about, just showing and the credibility. And join us. Come join us. We're going to give you the secret sauce, the structures, the blueprint. Again, it's only $497. All right. So now it is time for
Okay.
us to choose a winner
It looks
for
like we only have
our.
4 entries, so get your last minute entries in. If anybody didn't get a chance to do it, I'm getting ready to announce the winner.
Right, there it is, the Amazing Women magazine, and you'll get a full page ad, and we're going to give you the full page ad of your product or service, and it's going to be on the flip side. You see the cover, well, on the flip side, we're going to go ahead and right before the cover person, we're going to go ahead and make sure that your ad for your product, service, or show is there. So, Khalik, you ready?
So I am ready. Now let me explain to you how I got this number here. I went to a site that puts random numbers in and just picks one, and the number was 720. So whoever got closest to that without going over is the winner. So the number is 720, and it looks to me like the person who didn't go over but got closest to it was Anna.
All right, Anna. All right, Anna Shella, congratulations. And Anna is one of our Amazing Women of Power hosts, so we're not going to discriminate. Yes, she's on Amazing Women of Power, and this is great for her because Anna, she's just really blowing it up with the speaking. She's really learning how to do those interviews, and congratulations. All righty. Well, everyone, I think that's it. That's a wrap. So thank you for coming. Step up, show up at the time. If you're wondering if when the time is now. We want to show you how to get there faster rather than slower, doing nothing but interviews. I'm going to let you go. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for coming. Love and kisses. I'm Raven, a talk show maven, known by many as the queen of interview conversion, because I show you how to make some money. Snapchat that. Yeah. We're excited. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned. We'll be coming up with another one next week, and we'll show you how to be the Oprah in your niche and own your voice simply by doing interviews. So make sure you watch us on Facebook. Go now to I think I don't have the website in front of me, but Interview Profit Secrets. I think it was, let me see, 6-figure interviews, profit secrets / interview - profit secrets, and take advantage. Save you some money, $497. Let me take you by the hand. I'll see you there. Gotta go. Time for me to go eat some breakfast with my honey. Bye-bye.